What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. Today I'm going to tell you what the worst exercise is when it comes to causing hernias in the gym. And more importantly, I'm going to tell you what you could do to fix that exercise. Now, here's the thing, I don't care if you've never had a hernia before. If you are a man, you need to be concerned about this because 1 in 4 men are going to suffer a hernia at some point in their life. So that means you probably know at least a couple guys, even if you haven't had one yourself, and you might want to share this with them to help them out. But the thing is, people think, I know what it is, Jeff. Anything when you get in the gym, you gotta load up a lot of weight, like let's say a deadlift. We come on the bar here, we get down low, and then we really strain to lift it up and come down, and that's not the cause of the hernia, guys. As a matter of fact, it's not necessarily the weight that you're lifting that's causing the hernia. It's more the position of your body when you're doing the exercise. And for me, by far, the exercise that takes the cake for causing hernias uses just a single dumbbell in this bench, and it's the one-arm dumbbell row. Now guys, I love the one-arm dumbbell row. I programmed the one-arm dumbbell row. I've done videos on the one-arm dumbbell row. I've shown you how to correct some of the other issues that come along with the one-arm dumbbell row in terms of the hunching of the back and not using proper form to actually use the lats to get the dumbbell up through and past into extension past your body. But here's the problem. Our own anatomy a lot of times betrays us and sets this up as the exercise that causes the problem. And I've actually felt the repercussions of this exercise twice. I've had 2 hernias literally doing this exercise alone. And the thing again, to show you how much I liked it, even after the first time, I figured it was a fluke. I kept doing it the way I was doing it, and I actually suffered a second hernia a couple years ago. The straw that broke the camel's back for me was when I just had a high-performing athlete come in here, and we were actually working on trying to reestablish balance through his pelvis and up through his groin because of the repercussions of having a hernia from, guess what, as we did our history, doing this exercise, he felt that common zipper-like burn that goes up here through the groin. Here's why. So when we do this exercise, we grab one weight, and again, yes, the heavier you're going to go here, the more likely you're going to have an issue. The fact is, though, you can still do it with a lighter weight. But we get into a position like this. We drop one leg on the outside, one knee's up on the bench, one hand is here. Now again, we've corrected the issues of having our back rounded and all that. But what I'm talking about when it comes to the hernia is the position that we've just placed ourselves in relation to our groin. So with this leg out to the side, I don't really have that much weight through this leg, but I have just enough, and I have a lot of my weight in through this leg that's up on the bench. And now as I go to pull, I'm asymmetrically loaded here in my pelvis. Okay, so the pelvis still is going to be impacted by the fact that one foot is on the ground. And this is up here, again, bearing weight through the femur on the bench. The pelvis is still impacted, meaning all the muscles that attach to it, including the abdominal muscles here, are going to be impacted. Because of this asymmetrical load here and the pre-stretched position of my leg out to the side, I am now in a big position that, especially with a heavier weight, as I come down, there's even a little bit of a squat here that's going to load this and stretch this out even a little bit more. I talked about the anatomy, guys. When we're developing as children, our testicles drop down into position and they drop through the inguinal canal. A lot of times that inguinal canal is not closed off and you're causing an area for compromise or an area of weakness in the abdominal muscles down here. Secondly, the spermatic cord that runs down here and feeds into your testicles literally goes through and exits through a hole through your abdominal muscles that is already weakening this structure. Women don't have nearly as many hernias and inguinal hernias because they don't have that element there. They don't have that pre-weakness already compromising the abdominal muscles. So you have that. So by fact that you have a hole already in place, even if your muscles are very strong, as a matter of fact, I would argue the stronger they are, the more likely you are going to incur a hernia because you have a lot of tension in here that's pulling on an area that already has a hole. That leads to the herniation right here in your lower abdominal region and causes that inguinal hernia, which is that notable bump or lump. Because what you're seeing is the intestines are actually sticking through that hole and pushing up against your skin, and you can see that little lump and bump here. So here's how you fix it, guys, because we can't really continue to do that. And I'm recommending that we make a change. Okay, I've done a lot of one-arm rows. I think there's a much better way to do this, and we won't compromise any effectiveness of the exercises itself. And all you have to do is straddle the bench. So instead of setting yourself up that way, you straddle the bench this way, and you don't have to get nearly as wide. So when you're in this position here, now you can center your hand on your chest, right here like this. You can be in this more athletic position with both feet on the ground. You don't need to get so far out to the side. Again, you don't need to have a wide stance out there with my legs so far out as I was, or even back as I am now. I'm pretty symmetrical. And from here, I get my head up, I get my ass up, my back arched, my shoulders drop, chest out, pull up. 2, 3, 4. And again, we're not going to over-rotate to try to cheat this dumbbell up. If you can't lift this thing up into extension, elbow back behind your body, then you're probably using too heavy a weight anyway. Okay, as soon as we're done, right on the bench, slides over the other side, and we go, and we knock out the other side. But this is a much better position. Again, not compromising the effectiveness of the exercise at all for your lats and your back, but putting symmetrical loading through your legs into your pelvis that takes away the likelihood that you're going to incur some sort of herniation by doing this exercise. Guys, like I said, from experience, I've experienced it twice. It's no fun. It literally feels like a burning zipper right up here. And you gotta determine whether or not you're gonna do surgery or try to gut through it until you can't gut through it anymore. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. In the meantime, if you're looking for a science-based training program where the anatomy plays into it, how you perform your exercises plays into it, everything matters, that's what ATHLEAN-X is all about. You can find our programs over at ATHLEAN-X.com. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and share it with somebody else. They're gonna find real benefit from it if you do. All right guys, we'll be back here again in just a couple days with more videos. See ya.